Welcome to Love Your Pet Day webinar. February 20th marks National Love Your Pet Day, and we wanted to share some ways that you could show love to your dogs to celebrate the day with them. Ultimately, our goal with our dogs is that we can enjoy time together, stress-free. We're both feeling comfortable and safe and happy. And so there's a few ways that we can help ensure that our dogs are living nice, fulfilled lives, show them love appropriately, and make sure that they can join us more on our day-to-day activities. Ultimately, we want you celebrating life together, to be able to get out, enjoy your time together, and feel really happy and enriched. Part of why we want to focus on this is because when we take the right approach in showing our dogs love and helping them be successful, this enables us to enjoy our time with them more. Things become much less stressful. In the beginning, when dogs are first learning about our busy human world, it can be really challenging on both ends of the leash. So we're going to go through some ways you can show them some love to celebrate the holiday and help your overall relationship with them. Ultimately, when we think about care with our dogs, we need to take care of their health. So this includes regular vet checks, grooming. Some dogs require much more grooming and upkeep than others, but even a dog with short hair needs to ensure that you need to make sure that you're still brushing them, getting those oils moving, making sure that their skin's not really dry, helping with their nails, keeping their ears and their teeth clean. There's lots that we still need to do. It's a way of showing love to them, but it's also just a basic care need as well. Nutrition, the world of canine nutrition has exploded. There's so many wonderful options. It's no longer the grocery store brands are just feeding scraps from the dinner table. We've learned so much about what their needs are, and ensuring that they're getting proper nutrition really helps with their overall well-being and how they're going to care or feel rather, which could impact their behavior as well. We want to make sure they're getting appropriate exercise too. So often I see there's kind of two ends of the spectrum. You have a dog that's not getting much exercise. I'm going to talk about ways that you can utilize their exercise to really ensure they're living fulfilled lives. And then there's dogs that get too much exercise. And so going off leash every day, going to dog daycare, going out with their friends without a whole lot of settle time. And we feel like we just need to exercise them. And we can see that too much exercise is also attributing to some behavior concerns. So if you feel like you fall into that world and your dog goes out often and you just can't tire them out and you're dealing with overexcitability, maybe some frustration on their part, maybe they're starting to snap at the off-leash part, often it's amazing just giving them some more downtime and structured exercise, how much that can impact their overall behavior. So beyond health, when we go into exercise a bit more, we want to make sure that, like I said, we're not giving them too much exercise or under exercising them. At the same time, we want to make sure that their outings, they're getting different places, they're getting physical exercise, they're getting some mental exercise, and they're just getting to experience more. So I'm going to go through this in more detail because ultimately our goal at Dogma and part of the Dogma difference is helping you so that you can train your dogs, help them understand what's expected of them so that they can be successful, not only in your family, but in our busy human world. So when we talk about enrichment, often people just think of enrichment as puzzle toys, but there's so much more that goes into that. So we're going to go into a little bit more detail on what enrichment means for your dog and different ways you can utilize enrichment to really fulfill their day-to-day lives. So ultimately, enrichment is about enhancing their lives. It's not a replacement for exercise, but it's a way to provide more experience and really enrich their lives daily. One of the ways we see this more commonly done is through food. So I'm going to give you examples of each of these so we can use their food to provide more enrichment and also that really important mental exercise. Get their brain working, get them figuring out how to get the food. It tires them out mentally. It's great for their overall well-being. It helps their behavior. There's so many great benefits to utilizing food enrichment in your dog's day-to-day lives. There's toys and puzzles. So this is a way you can deliver food. We're going to talk about food as their meals, which you can also deliver in toys and puzzles. And sometimes that can just be a nice bonus of some treats as well. Again, getting that mental exercise happening. Environmental enrichment is taking your dogs out new places and letting them experience so much more with their day-to-day lives. So I'll talk more about that, but it's really just about different environmental situations, different experiences we can give our dogs. Their sensory. So when you think about your dog's senses, we just did a sensory exercise at Dog Mile within our day school. And so we looked at using the 5 senses and providing enrichment within that. So I'm going to talk some more about that and give some examples on how you can do that. And these are things that are really easy to do throughout the day. You want to make sure that you're varying them too. So your dog is getting different experiences and different types of enrichment. There's social enrichment. So this can be with people, other animals, other dogs, whatever your dog is comfortable with. It doesn't need to mean that there's a whole bunch of new experiences. If your dog is a little nervous, perhaps they suffer from reactivity, but you want to make sure that there's still some social element, whether that's just with their family and really enriching that relationship. And then training. So training is definitely something we consider part of their day-to-day lives, very important for our dogs to be successful in our families and busy human world. We're going to talk about ways that training can also address some of their overall well-being needs through physical and mental exercise. So when we talk about food, this is like scavenging for food. So snuffle mats are amazing. They're naturally bringing out that scavenging behavior in our dogs. And so this is a snuffle mat. It's got tons of fleece bits, and you put kibble, you can put treats in there too. But if you feed a kibble type food, snuffle mats are a great way to feed your dogs. So they've got to work a little bit for it, but this is also a really great stress relief exercise for them. So when we watch Here's food and the dog's using their nose to sniff through and find the little bit of kibble that's in there. So you can also do this in the summer months or the warmer months. You can scatter kibble out within the lawn as well. Or anything like that. So if there's something that's kind of, they have to scavenge through to get the food, but it's a really good way to deliver food. So it's not just free fed in a bowl. You can also look at toys and puzzles. So these are ways you can deliver food. This is also ways that you could deliver treats. So this is one, you can see this is our dog Maya, and she's figuring out that knocking this wobbler around, it's a Kong wobbler, that treats, or that's her kibble, is coming out with it. And it's just a different way. So she's got to work through getting that food out. She absolutely loves this toy. I like that it resets itself back up. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. Whenever you're introducing these toys or puzzles, you want to keep it super simple at first while your dog figures it out. So I wouldn't put something that's hard to get out. I would fill it up a lot so food easily drops out of it, help them knock it around. Different types of toys where they need to figure things out. Keep it really simple to start. You don't want your dog to frustrate. And if your dogs aren't really used to this, so I hear sometimes they're like, my dogs don't get puzzles. It's often just because we're making it too hard. So they can't figure it out. So we just need to break it down a bit, keep it super simple for them. And then it's amazing how they start to really understand the problem solving side of it. And that's great mental exercise for them, which absolutely helps their behavioral well-being as well. So when we talk about environmental sensory or enrichment, it's taking them out new places. We love going on urban adventures. So you want to make sure, again, that you've got some basic skills with your dogs. You're taking them quiet places to start setting them up for success. But this is something you can do throughout their lives. It would not be something that I just do occasionally with dogs. I do this throughout their lives. I try to take them new places, do a new walk each day. It's really important. I see so many dogs that they go out on the same walk each day to the same places. So we're missing some really good opportunity. Often I find when people take them new places, their dogs are excitable. And so this stops us from doing that. But that's normal, part of the process. If they don't go many places, you can imagine it would be the same for us. If we don't go out at all, going out a new place can be really overwhelming and exciting. Sometimes our dogs can show this through being really distracted, highly excitable, maybe even a little bit of frustration or reactivity, fear responses. So all these things that make it really important that we start taking them new places. Try a different walk in the neighborhood. Try taking them to quiet parks to start, taking them to quiet areas. Big shopping centers after hours can be great because they can get some exposure to different things without the busy crowds, but try to just make sure you're taking your dog new places each day. So in this video, this is something we found downtown. Maya has done these before, so definitely not her first time with these. If it were, you go nice and slow, you can still see that Chris is treating her, because it's still important to make sure you're rewarding. This is something kind of different, and we want to make sure she feels confident. Such a great confidence building exercise too, when you're taking them new places, pairing it with treats and just giving them that exposure to all these different things. Sensory enrichment, you think about their sight, their sound, their taste, what they're feeling. There's all these different senses. And so, as I was mentioning, we did the 5 sense enrichment, where we just took some new novel things. So new sounds, there was different tastes, there's different things for them to feel, different things for them to see, all are here, all these different senses that we worked with. And we did it within day school and just exposed them to different things. So it's just adding some enrichment and some variety to their day. So this is really easy for us to do. Make sure you know what may be potentially dangerous to your dogs, but we do like trying and experimenting with different food, giving Maya different tastes that are safe for her, taking her new places. And in this video, she's doing some sniffing. So we're letting her sniff these things. We're downtown, who knows what's in all these. She's got a different feel, different experience, good for that confidence building. And you can see she's getting some good smells here. So again, we're supervising, making sure she's not getting into anything dangerous, but you can see there's so much world through their nose. So you want to make sure you're giving them the opportunity to go out on those decompression walks, just sniff the world, but also make sure you're letting them see different things, hear, taste, and feel. So lots of different things you can do with your dog. You can get very creative with this, and this is easy to do day to day. When we talk about sociability too, making sure that they're getting some social relationships that they're comfortable with. We were working here, we had met this guy, and he was a younger dog, and he was really nervous about interactions. Maya was really good being silly and goofy, not the best on leash. So we talked about that and keeping leash loose. You can see with Maya, as soon as there's any tension, we release it. And I'm the one handling it. So I'm talking to him just about the dog's meeting. And this is really important, that social side, to prevent behavior problems. And again, if you have a dog that's not really comfortable with people or other dogs, it's just about spending that one-on-one time, making sure that you're really building and enhancing those social bonds and doing things like play, affection, settling with them, and really ensuring that they're getting the opportunity to develop those social relationships. Training is so important for our dogs. It definitely is a way to show your dog love, because training helps them understand what's expected of them. It's important that we understand that training is always happening. So what this means is your dog is always learning. So you want to ensure that you're rewarding that behavior that you want to see more of. When you see something you don't want to see, if your dog makes a wrong choice, you don't want to punish them. We get so caught up in this punishment. And yes, punishment can work at stopping that behavior, but we're not showing our dogs what's expected of them. So by taking that approach, reward-based training, showing your dog what's expected of them, making it rewarding, these are ways we're really showing our dogs love. We're preventing stress and frustration. We're helping them build confidence and feel safe in our world. And it allows them to do more things with us. So really important that you invest in that training, that time and that money in training your dog, because this is what truly allows them to live life to the fullest. And a lot of the times it's important that we understand that what we call problems are often normal dog behavior. It's normal for our dogs to bark at things, to pee in the house, to be disruptive, to be mouthy, to maybe not be comfortable being alone at first. All of these things are very normal. And so it's up to us to show them, prevent these problems from developing, and help them be successful. Work with a professional trainer if you're struggling with anything, and do it sooner than later too. That's the best way to show your dog love. Make sure that as soon as you see things you may be concerned about, that you address them versus waiting. Often stuff doesn't go away. Sometimes we think that they're young and it's normal puppy behavior, but if we're not helping them through that, that can become learned behavior that becomes really difficult to then go and help your dog relearn it. We just set ourselves up for more frustration and stress by not being proactive in that training. So the one other thing to really understand and how to show your dog love. Yes, you may have a young dog, but perhaps you have a senior dog now. And it's just important to understand that the socialization and training doesn't stop. Keep taking your dog out new places, make sure that they're comfortable. Maybe walks are slowing down a bit, but ensure that you're looking at those five senses. You're really adding that enrichment to their day-to-day life. You're teaching them new things, taking them new places, and just keep that going throughout their life. That's the best way to show your dogs love. It's not about all this training experience up in the beginning and then they just do the same thing day to day. They get stuck inside our houses so much. Make sure you're taking that time to really include them in your day-to-day activities and take them out and explore the world. So one of my favorite things with showing our dogs love is ensuring that we're providing them with choices. Traditionally, our relationships with our dogs have been really focused on us telling them what to do. And I love giving dogs the opportunity to make choices, to listen to them, to let them do preferencing. Sometimes it's just like, hey, I have these two treats. Which one would you like right now? What toy would you like? Varying things. Let your dog have some choice, really empower them in their day-to-day life. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite videos. We do a lot of choice work with Maya and try to listen to her to the point that we've got a really good communication. You'll see it working here where she knows how to communicate that that's not the choice she wants to take right now. She knows that way goes to the car. Good. So a really nice passive way, really appropriate way for her to say, and sometimes we can't, perhaps it's a day we've got to get to the vehicle. Other days she just wants to make the walk longer, perhaps go to the river. We just did this by starting when we came to spots, just asking her which way she wanted to go. When she would look at us, she would have the choice. And it's really built this dog or developed this dog that she knows when we're out, she can have some say in the choices. Sometimes it's not always hers to make, but even so, let's say we had to go to the vehicle, we would say, no, we're going to go this way. We say, sorry, we got to go this way. So she'd follow us and we make sure to reward that too. So lots of fun. Try to find ways you can give your dog choice in their day-to-day. Don't make it all about telling them what to do. Really a great way to show them that love. So if you guys have questions at all on any of this, or if you want to share some ways that you show your dog's love, comment below. You can also reach us through our website, our social media handles, our training at dogmatraining.com. Thank you.